Hello folks, thank you so much for joining. Rashid here, and in today's video I will show you Python code for the load alignment unit and store alignment unit. Typically you see load and store units together, but I had excuse me, I had them separate. You can see that the load alignment unit is really where the data 32-bit data is coming from the data memory, and this address that goes into data memory, the bit 1 and 0 play a very important role here as well as here. Okay, the other important thing that is coming into it, if I zoom in, func3 comes here, func3 goes there. Func3 is part of the instruction. Okay, so ideally it comes from here, goes to we can get it from controller, we can really hook the output here till here. Okay, so address 10, this is 2-bit, this is func3 is 3-bit, this is going here, this is at the same time. Excuse me, my throat is still not great. Okay, this one comes here. Why I have this? All right, yeah. So load is loading from data memory into, so the output eventually goes here and goes into a register file. So it's loading into a register file. Loading was byte, loading was half word, loading was full word. Okay, storing, as you can see that you have a 32-bit data coming in out of the register file, and you want to store it in the memory. Okay, so address is here. What you can really control is write enable. Okay, so we have 4-bit. I think when we did the memory, we did write enable 4-bit. I think that's it. So these 4 write enables is really, this one is controlling. So you can which byte you are really writing, you can put that one, and you still put a full 32-bit, but only a particular byte or half word or entire word will be written. Okay, so interface is clear. Input 32-bit, output is what? Data, right? This is the address. Okay, func3 2 bits of address, and here input is 32-bit, input, output goes here. Okay, and I will show you the code for this. So load alignment unit, I explained both of these in detail, so it doesn't make sense to start explaining all that again. So if you remember, please watch that video on both. I don't know, maybe I did one each or more than one. I thought I did a couple of videos on load, maybe one on store. And out of that explanation, I came up with this block diagram, which is pretty good because we can quickly translate this into Python, and then also we'll later on translate that easily into system Verilog. Okay, so load alignment unit, see, data is coming from the output of data memory. One is as is, the other one is shift right by 16-bit version of it. So you shift it by 16 means you put on the most significant bits 16-bit zeros, and this is 16-bit byte. The output comes in similarly, one as is, the other one is now 8-bit shift right. This whole thing is kind of shifting. The output comes in. Now you're masking. If it's byte instruction, you only want 8-bit. If it's half word, you only want 16-bit. And if it's word, then full 32-bit. So you just put the bits that you don't need, you put zeros there. But you still have a 32-bit here. So mask output comes here. Then there's a load byte, unsigned and signed. So there is signed and unsigned version of it. Like load byte, unsigned. Load half word, which is signed, load half word unsigned. So wherever we have this situation, but you need to make sure you replicate it's 32 bits. You need to sign extend all the other bits. So you can see here if you zoom in, I said T0, each one of these symbol is 4-bit. 8-bit. So 8-bit, and then T0's 7-bit. So these are the byte, okay, is replicated only 4 times. Similarly, in case of unsigned, you put zeros. Half word, you have now 16. The T1 7-bit you replicate 16 times. So you can see that if you watch the video or try to focus here, we look into quite detail, and the output is 32-bit, and with these operations it does the work. Now I will verify everything once I put together this data path. So we'll have a video here, and then video here, then we'll put all these muxes here. We create a data path in Python. After that, we go to control. We will list when we create a data path what are all the control signals. I think all of them are listed here, but we need to improve the naming convention. And then we go to control. We will do, based on if else, we will generate all of these. And then together I will thoroughly verify this thing. So if there is any issue, we'll fix that. Generating Python code was simple for me. You know what? All I did, the Python thread that I have in Gemini is aware of this block diagram. So you can give this block diagram to that. I'm trying to save time. So if you want to write Python code on your own, that is totally fine. I'm personally not getting too much value out of that. So I really want to get a good Python model that I can generate. So AI is my worker. Okay, they can generate that, and later on you get system Verilog. So then we have a proper IP, and then we'll go to physical design and all that. Okay, so all I did, I took a snapshot of this, gave it to Gemini, and asked it to give me the Python code. And you can see that everything was pretty self-explanatory. And as a result, this module was created by Gemini. And I look at it, each part, this first stage 1, stage 2, masking, sign extension. It has done a pretty nice job. I've gone through it, and there isn't any construct that we haven't covered. Okay, shifting it with this, you just put the number 16 first stage, 8, 6, right? Then when you do masking, remember we have a masking stage there. All you do is with the relevant number of bits, you add it. For byte, 8-bit, for half word, 16, and the full is 32. And the final is sign extension. So with this one, you're checking that bit. So by and, you can also check a particular bit, like sign bit is the bit 7, right? So 0, and then 8, this bit 7 is 1. And then you can do an OR. So with an OR mix, you can create pretty much all the structure that we have. So I will not go into too much detail, but you got an idea of it, right? And remember, I gave you a lot of examples on load alignment unit. Then store alignment unit, as you can see, was simpler. Okay, so you have 32-bit coming in. You shift left this time. So sorry, this it's the same thing based on picture. My stored input is coming here, so I do that schematic from this side. So shift left 16, shift left 18. Once you come here, you don't need the other thing because now you're storing in the memory. Okay, so based on func3, we can generate different write enables, and you still have full 32 bits. So you kind of play with the write enables. That's all this example is. I gave this to Gemini, and I got this code. And again, it's very self-explanatory. You can see, what are the inputs and eventually the outputs. So I'll share this sheet with you. I'll put it in the Google Drive area, and I think it should be straightforward for you. All right, so let's finish it here, and next time we will generate a Python code for the branch control unit. All right, so we're getting there. I hope you're getting some useful information from this session. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye.